Yeah, gotta keep climbing, oh. Nothing but diamonds, nothing but diamonds. We at the top now, we came from the bottom, oh.
And we're back with another episode of iOvercameAnxiety podcast. And we have a special guest with us today. We've been friends for a while. Been music mates for a while.
Music mates.
So, you know, there's history there. Shay's probably been through some of the craziest stories I've ever heard in my life. So that's, I say that to say this episode could swing differently.
Go either way.
Let's see, you know, what we got. But we got Shay Arrell in the building. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, y'all?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling nervous, dog. I don't know what to say. No, I'm feeling good. Compared to what I was, even a couple months ago when we had a conversation about this shit, I feel like I calmed myself down a little bit. Cause I was really like catching with, like you see me, I would come here, really be hard, drinking all the time, just not really working, but not really getting too much into it. But on the other hand, my mental state, definitely better. Definitely better. You know, I just start taking vitamins, you know, drink a little more water. It helps it.
Yeah, so let's, but I'm going to go back a little bit. I mean, you set the alley-oop up. We can go off of that.
Mm-hmm.
We could just get right into it. You have some actual mental issues that you have to take medicine for.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly are you like diagnosed with?
So, pretty much like I don't want to put it as like a bipolar disorder, but it is. It's more like a severe depression. Like, it's not like when somebody, like I told you before, you're not, like when people, I'm sad. Like, you know, I'm depressed. Like, are you depressed or are you sad? I could be sad. A hamster died, I'll cry about it. You know, I had that hamster for 5 years. I'm sad.
I guess maybe the difference between depression and like just sadness.
Yeah, depression,
even though they go hand in hand, depression, just in layman's terms, could be more longer term. Sadness is like temporary.
Anybody can be sad.
So it's like, that's why I probably...
Your dog's sad that it can't get in the house right now because you sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
That shit. Depression is a sickness.
Yeah.
Like it.
That's a good way to put it.
No, it is. It's a sickness because like people don't understand unless you're going through it what that feeling is like. Like that feeling is like a dark place, bro. You feel like the world is ending. It's like that, what's that called? That feeling of doom. Like where you feel like, oh my God, like, am I dying right now? Like what's going on? It's like a shield over your head, your brain. Like you could think.
Yeah, I've had my courage just ripped from me before. It's not a good feeling like where like you don't even want to get out of bed, walking around.
No, dude,
walking around like very like dang, like I'm so sad, but not just sad, like I'm so depressed, and I like,
but you're scared,
and
that's
I
what it
feel
is.
it, and I'm just like, and there's nothing that comes to mind that could possibly cheer me up, and I'm a optimistic person, you know what I mean? So I don't know, it's really, I think it is a sickness.
No, it's 100% a sickness. If it, let's put it like this: if it wasn't a sickness,
yeah, that's mentally ill.
Then everybody in this world is sad. Not everybody, but you know what I'm saying. Like everybody that's saying they're depressed, and then they're sick. Okay, yeah. But a lot of these people say that, but don't go to the doctors. They don't go to the hospital. Like when that shit hits you, And it's like, it's so overwhelming because you've never been in that state of mind before in your life. You don't know what that state of mind is like until you're in it. Like, yeah, I've been sad, but I was never like that, bro. I was scared to go outside. I don't even want to see the sunlight sometimes. Get the blackout curtains. That's not a...
When did that kick in, like, for you? Like, what age?
Right before I had my daughter is when it, like, really hit me. And that's the sad part because...
Why you think that is? That's when the pressure starts.
Dude, honestly, I was working a lot. And I was doing, like, job to job, this and that, you know, finding jobs on Craigslist for $100 a day, but I'm working my ass off for what, 10 hours to make $100, bro? You know how stressful that is, and doing that just because I know I have a baby coming?
Yeah. So
it's like you got to do anything in your power to make sure your baby's good, you know, he or she gets here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot of, like, I know the pressure I put on myself already, and there is no, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's crazy. Like, I'm scared as hell of having a kid. I'm like terrified. I'm terrified. I'm terrified of being a father. I know I would be, and it's weird I know that contradicts itself. Like, I know I would be a good father just because of how much I care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm terrified, like, just
it changes your
of everything. It's so important because we see, even, you know, doing this podcast, you know, hearing so many different stories and stuff, and, you know, people got, you know, real fucked up childhoods, and, you know, and even parents that had the right intention on what they was trying to do, they ain't know how to articulate themselves to their child most of the time, and, you know, the child was, like, you know, misconstruing it with, you know, the wrong shit and thinking like, yo, my parents don't fuck with me. They don't love me really. When really they do, and they don't just know how to, you know what I'm saying, let it, you know, everybody be trying for the first time, dude, especially being a young kid. Like, you and your daughter grew up together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So back to the point, like, that shit just terrifies me of having a kid because there's that pressure to, you know, create a fucking good person. And that shit, and that simple statement is one of the most difficult things you can do, depending on circumstances, depending on, you know, your brain already programmed to what you programmed to in your environment.
That's it. I'm gonna tell you one thing.
And shit just get normalized. The wrong shit can get normalized so easy. Killing can get normalized for somebody if you put it to them from a fucking baby in their face, and you know what I'm saying, know what it is. That motherfucker.
That's wrong.
He either gonna go the other way or he gonna be like, shit, this is what my family do. And it's like that. You know, the kid's a sponge. So if I feel like I'm still out here not technically doing all the right shit, well, I am doing it, or thinking you need to improve yourself even more, because I'm like, I'm not a role model yet. Sometimes that's how I feel. That's what terrifies me. I'm like, I'm not a role model enough. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you felt like that like before.
Believe me.
That shit crazy.
No, bro, you think, again, like, I feel like that all the time. But then again, I know I am because, again, I've been in my daughter's life her whole life. I never left. Don't plan on it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I talk to her in some ways like I talk to anybody else. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just regular. I'm not sitting there, the baby, you know, and I'm not doing all that. I talk to her like how we talk. We sit there and talk like she answers the phone like, what are you doing? She got an attitude, what the fuck are you doing? That's, you know, I talk to her that way. But like, as a baby, you just kind of form them. Like, she grew up hearing how I talk. Mm-hmm. So it's like, she knows what a bad word is now. Back then, I thought that it was hilarious. So I'll just make her curse.
Yeah, I agree. That shit ain't funny.
Listen,
but it's not.
But I'm
not gonna lie.
I would, but listen, hold on.
No, but I feel you though. But you already saying like accountability type shit.
Now, she won't ever say it in her life,
right?
Because she already knew from a child that was a bad word.
Yeah.
So when she grew up a little bit and understood, that's a bad word. I can't say that.
Yeah.
She won't say. I can't tell her. Yo, say it. No. She used to come out if I'm drinking a beer. You want a beer? No.
Yeah.
Or you just kind of just get them used to that, especially nowadays. You just get them used to that, like people offer.
That's how young that shit start. When I was seeing how early kids was drinking this shit, I was so shocked. I was like, bro. My dad said he was gonna give me like a glass of champagne when I turned 17. He never did, by the way. I think he did it for my brother, but I'm mad to ask him about that actually. But my point was, I ain't really drink like as early as certain mother. I'm like, yo, damn, motherfuckers who was on the last podcast? First time he said, what Star said, yeah, cigarette at 10 or some shit like that. Meat? Oh yeah. How early is that? My fault. I didn't mean to put smut on Star name.
That's wild.
It was Meech. Yeah.
At 10?
It was young as fuck.
He said he started smoking weed at 12, and he said he had smoked his first cigarette before that. So
yeah.
10 to 12.
Yeah, it was young as shit. So that's what can happen, and the anxiety and everything behind having a child is crazy.
That was wild.
Yeah, bro. But I know like you've dealt with certain family members having addiction, and I can see from afar like how traumatizing it can be. But like how is that like just being in that toxic of an environment and not it's following suit.
That's how it leads up to this though. You know what I'm saying? You hold that shit in for so long, and it's like, it really didn't. I feel like at the time when it was all happening, I was sad, like, but I never, that has to build up. Your brain, it doesn't just make you like, oh, you're depressed, like you're sick already. Like, no. Like if you're a strong-minded person, that it could take you years. Like it took me till I was damn near 19 years old to actually feel like the effects of what was causing that, just holding that in and just, but growing up, it was like, so my mom was addicted to, you name it. My dad was out in Indiana, North Carolina, wherever he was, still trying to contact me on Facebook, but he's still getting high. So it's like, you don't really have, the only one I really had to run to was my grandma. I mean, she was the rock. Like, she took care of everything.
Just to be clear, she did not partake in anything.
No.
The rest of the family was doing. So she was the one of the only people in your life that was, a good example, I guess.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
So my mom got high my whole life, the whole time I was with her. Like, I've seen crazy things coming from this, living in a house with 12 people and there are 4 kids. There's a 2-bedroom apartment. You're sleeping on the floor. You got little nasty ass bugs and shit running around, like no food. They want to, wait till the next night to order some pizza for the kids. Like, bro, we didn't eat all day. You guys are just sleep high all day. So it's like, all right, dealing with that and then moving every year. Like, I went to a school every different year until up to 8th grade. But like moving every year, meeting different people, My mom has this guy coming in and out. Then I'm back with, she's back with my stepdad.
You got siblings?
Yeah, I got a brother and a sister.
They was in the house too.
Oh yeah. Yep. Then she got,
like, how early did you really realize like what was going on? I guess it's a two-part question. How early did you realize like that was going on? Like what age? And then also, what age did you feel like, did you start to say like that was fucked up? Because sometimes, you'll see something as a kid and just like something could be really fucked up, but you just seeing it for the first time as a kid, you might just have a nonchalant perspective like on it, and it's like, oh, this is what I just saw. And then at a point you start to be like, yo, my family bugging. What was that moment?
That moment, I think I was probably around my daughter's age. And
what age is that?
People don't know how old your daughter is.
Oh.
I said what age is that?
Yeah. I'm sorry, my daughter's 8. So I was...
That's young.
Yeah. So around that age, I remember I was living in these apartments in Chichester. And my mom didn't come out of her room for like a whole day. So I'm like, I'm hungry. My sister's little, my brother's little. I'm like, and I need to eat. Still, I'm knocking at the door, not coming out. Third day was here, and now I'm starving. I'm starving, dog. At this point, like I'm about to. That's what I ended up doing, was knocking on the neighbors, cause my little, I used my little technical abilities. I grabbed a little knife, and they had that little lock that would pull over. And I flicked it up, picked the little circle doorknob under there.
Your neighbors?
No. My mom's room.
Okay.
Hey, my mom about to would that.
No, I heard something. I had to clarify that before you went more, because I heard something in between you saying something about the neighbors, but I know I could have messed up the message. So that's why before, if you would have got to the end of the story, I would have been even more confused. So now that I know, okay, you talking about your mom's room.
Yeah, it was a room.
Yeah.
So I opened it. Gone. Window wide open, because we were on the bottom floor of these apartments. She crawled right out. She was gone for weeks. I called my grandma.
Oh, so you thought she was in the room slumped.
Yeah.
She didn't went out the window.
Yeah, and didn't come back.
Y'all in there.
Yeah. 3 kids under the age of 10.
That's crazy.
You said gone for weeks?
Weeks, man. Then CYS got involved.
Wait.
Yeah.
What was y'all doing?
Man, starving. Playing the game.
For weeks without...
Oh, no. I ended up, like I said, when I get there. This is the third day when I got up and I opened the door.
How many days were y'all without parents?
3.
Still. 3 days, like no supervision?
Yeah, but it was me,
And you got, how old is you?
8.
8. Your brother, a little
Probably
older?
like 6.
Oh, no, you the oldest. And then you say you got a little sister?
Yeah, she was probably like 3.
Everybody under the age of 10.
Yeah, and I'm 8.
Just rocking out for a few days.
Yeah.
And you don't even know where you... Come on.
The thing is, they've been taken care of. I grew up mostly in like a survival type of mode. Like it was always like a survival, like, having to figure things out for myself if this happened. Because it wasn't the first time it happened, but it wasn't like that. So, I ended up calling my grandma from my neighbor's phone. And she lost her shit. And then pretty much at the end of this story, like, it just came down to she lost custody of all 3 of us. We ended up going into foster homes. But good thing we got to stay together.
What's it feel like going into a foster home?
Bro, at that age, getting taken away.
I know, like, very few people who've,
Bro, it is like one of the worst feelings you'll ever want to go through as a child, because, like, you're just, it's something you can't explain. I don't know the feeling. It's just like, you ever been homesick? Like, you go somewhere and you just want to go home. Mm-hmm. It's like that times 10. You're just going to a stranger's house and they're about to take care of you. Yeah.
And it don't end.
And until, But that's what my grandma did. As soon as she found out we went into foster homes, Yo, I've never seen someone become a foster parent so fast. Seriously. Like,
How long was y'all in the foster home?
I can't remember. Could have been weeks, could have been a month.
Yeah.
But I was in two different ones.
How do that, like I said, very few people I know who, like, so I'm actually asking out of curiosity, maybe out of curiosity for the audience, like, what is it like to be in a foster home? Like, how is the sleeping situations? And the people who I guess you're staying because you with.
It depends
people.
though. It depends. Like if there's people, if they already have people fostered there. Like the first home I was in, it was in Chester. It was in, where's that Sunoco at? That Sunoco when you first get off the highway. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Straight in that neighborhood back there. I remember that. It was the first night I was there. Mind you, she had a bunch of like bunk beds, but it was only me, my brother, and my sister there. Man, but it wasn't like what you thought. Like when we were watching TV, man, I had to listen to the radio or read a book. I'm 8 years old. I don't listen to the radio. I don't even know how to read this book. You know, come on, man. And then, look, I'm grateful for, you know, being what it was at the time. But, bro, I'm not trying to eat waffles every morning. I don't want no Eggos every morning. I'm grateful because I was still eating.
Right.
But, bro, I was barely, and we had limited serve. How's that even?
Sound like
prison.
a little baby jail.
Yeah, it's like a baby jail. But then they took us from there because there was a shootout or something. They took us from there and took us to Lancaster.
Far.
Bro, far. It was just like, but as soon as we got there, we stayed there for a little bit. My grandma finally got, you know, the foster care or whatever. I don't know what the license is or whatever. Mm-hmm. She got that. She took, but it was such a process with that just because, and then my mom trying to get us back, like, man, I don't want to come with you. Like,
when did she try to get y'all back?
She was always trying to. You're not like, you can't just do that and think like I want to come live with you now. Because look, if we go to court and I'm gonna tell the judge I don't want to live with you.
I was just about to say, like, how was y'all like feeling? Like was it more? You just answered, but that's what I was gonna ask. Like, yo, what was y'all feel? Do y'all want to go back with y'all mom, or y'all like?
No, because if you gotta live that's
some people still will want to go back with their mom. Some people, you know what I'm saying, because that's all they know, and they still, even if the mom not fully stable. So y'all people was like, no, mom on some bullshit.
Me?
No offense.
No, not me. Yeah, I really don't remember. I don't really remember them.
How they was
feeling. I think they just followed what I was doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
you ain't asked them that now that y'all grown.
Oh,
y'all ain't trying to talk about that.
Huh?
Y'all ain't trying to talk about that. Like I'm saying amongst yourselves.
Oh,
like as siblings.
No, they already know. They know they would never. Like they know they made the right decision. Like obviously a lot of things. Imagine how I would be. Okay, so just put it like this. I wasn't the greatest person coming up from the situation I was brought up in just now. But imagine if I stayed in that situation. Bro, I'd probably be dead. Or jail. But I would think like living in a situation like that, if I wasn't so strong-minded and like could understand things so young and see that something was wrong, I would definitely be dead or in jail. Like something would have happened if my grandma didn't take me in.
You been to therapy?
No.
You haven't been to therapy?
I have when I was younger, but not lately.
What was it like when you was younger?
Playing with blocks and trying to figure out what this glob looks like. What is that doing?
We talked about that with 8 Money. We'll link the video.
Yeah, like that was. It wasn't even like therapy.
When we talked about with 8 Money, it was same thing you saying. Basically, like, you know what I'm saying, he go in there and he say whatever and can't wait to go back and so he can go home and play GTA.
Yeah.
And ain't really, you know. I've been in child therapy too. It wasn't really, you mean, but you never been in therapy as an adult.
No. I mean...
Why?
I don't know. I feel like this right here. This is my therapy. I'm talking about it.
Me said that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking
I can
about
feel
it.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
what do I got to do? We got to pay, or, you know, if we have insurance, or to go talk to somebody? Or just sit down and talk to your friend.
I feel you.
If somebody's going to sit there and listen, talk to your friend.
I can feel you. I want you to try it one time, though. I won't tell you to go a second time and a third time.
Yeah.
But I encourage you to go once, because, you know what I'm saying, you got a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, going on, so.
No, I honestly, I'll do it just because, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Like,
You want me to? All right. But other than that, I could just sit there and, like, people that actually, but you got to sit there and think, like, the people that actually are going through it, and you actually know that they're going through it because they're explaining the same things and the same feelings as you, what you're going through. Like, it's easy to talk to them because this therapist could have studied that, could have studied the, you know, how people react and how people feel. But did they ever feel that?
Yeah, I was. They probably have, but this
Every coach ain't Michael Jordan.
right. You know what I'm saying? And basically we talked about that before, how like this podcast really is. It's like surface. I think I was saying that to Jamie actually. Like this is surface level to where I feel like our viewers will understand it more than they would coming from a doctor. Because we pretty much saying, I'm not saying I know what a doctor knows, but as far as the experience seems a little bit more reachable. You just saying your experience. You can't tell me, I can't talk about what I experienced with anxiety, what I did, what I took, that's all I've ever been sharing, what I experienced. Never claimed to be a doctor. We all sharing our experience.
Yeah.
And someone can learn from someone else's experience.
Exactly.
Especially someone that they feel like is reachable, and it's like this is surface level type stuff where it's not like, oh yeah, your brain turned into this, and like people don't want to hear some scientific shit when they dealing with some internal shit. You want to hear motherfucker went through what you went through. That's the main thing. Once you start to realize that other people are going through the same shit, you automatically get a little bit of relief. Just a little bit. It's not going to cure everything.
No, 100%.
Just a little bit. Because sometimes motherfuckers really out here thinking that they going through whatever they going through, and this the first time in history this person is ever going through this.
Yeah.
Some people that think that.
I'm one of those people.
That's what a lot of shit with me, and also that was the first thing with anxiety. I didn't start feeling better until I Googled this shit, and it was like, millions cases per year and diagnosis. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I ain't never really hear about this shit. They ain't really talk about it in school. They ain't really. And so
that was never talked about.
I think I had a really good childhood, so I didn't really have much anxiety. Like I was always like worried about the future, like as a kid. But as far as like real life situations, my situationship in life did not give me anxiety. It wasn't still I started going through shit, and that's when really I got older. So like late teenager, when I started working and shit. When real life hit me, that's when, I felt like pressure, was on, and that's kind of when it came on the most. So when that happened, I was like, I ain't know what the fuck is that. I heard people kind of say it. To be honest, I never cared what it is because I didn't go through it first.
Yeah.
So I didn't care until it happened, and I'm like, damn. Yeah. That's drawing. Everybody else, damn, I wish I had a heads up about this shit. Like, it was one of them.
They'll try, but it's like, until you go through it, again, you can't relate. You can't, sit there and try to act like you know how they feel. Because people be like, I know how you feel.
You care what people think?
Come on now. You know damn well. I don't give a F word what people think.
You ever cared about what people think?
No.
Not even since a young boy. You ain't never.
Well, maybe younger. Like, probably like elementary school.
Like I'm talking about, no, dang, if I wear these, all the kids gonna laugh at me.
Definitely. I used to wear the shacks. I used to try to hide the symbol.
Oh, man.
Thinking I had the Air Forces on.
Somebody rapped about that. Who said that? Meek. Somebody said that. Something about Shaq hiding the symbol. Somebody said that. As soon as you said it, it automatically took me to the song, but I couldn't. I just don't know who sang that shit. You got that from somebody.
I swear to God. Oh, my daughter. No, that's.
No, I feel you though. Like, yeah. So
I remember that. I remember being in science class, having a drink just down so it looked like I got the forces on. The whole time they dunking like this. Whole time. No. Yeah. But honestly, keep it being with you, I'd rock them right now. The Shacks, they were fresh. The white joints.
Yeah. But you did. But as a youngin', you kind of care what people think. But
definitely.
At a point, you were like, nah, I don't care. Now, do you care about what certain people think? Maybe.
Now,
like as far as like the people close to you, like who do you have valued opinions at least, or are you mostly just like?
I'll listen to opinions.
Okay. Yeah.
But if I don't like your opinion, I'm not gonna like your opinion, right? That's my opinion. Mm-hmm. I don't like your opinion, so
I like that.
but again, I'll still listen to people, and I'll try to hear them out. If it don't make sense, it don't make sense to me. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna sit there and act like it made sense to me. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you like, what, girl?
Yeah.
I just hit them with one of those like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of people that are like, and I'm not gonna say names, but like try to sit there and tell me like the most bullshit stories and try to figure me out. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Just stop talking to me about this. Like, don't try to come to me with real shit when you got yourself to figure out. You can't talk real shit if you still don't got yourself figured out.
Yeah. Russ said that shit.
Damn, I'm just taking everybody's line today, huh?
No, Russ did. I don't know if he said it first, but Russ did. That's who I got that because I heard that from him and before, and that shit resonated with me when he first came out. I think, yeah.
No, it's 100% though. I mean, I've always felt that way. Like with anybody, like, bro, how are you even gonna sit here and judge what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Cause.
Yeah, you not even, that's what he said. He said, you not even you enough to fuck with me. Yeah. It's like, that's the biggest battle. The whole thing with anxiety, I think, is just a personal journey. Is you figuring out yourself. That's how you overcome anxiety. Yeah. It's you. It's the only time where it's like, yeah, you need to be selfish.
The day when you're not panicking about something every day.
Yeah. Because that's really all your competition. There is no competition but the fucking... The side of you that's not really you, the side of you that's trying to hold the side that's supposed to flourish. There's one side of you holding the other side down that's supposed to flourish, and you just kind of fighting. And there's a lot of shit is based off that from environment, society, like the media, like without all that shit plays a part. And then it's up to you to figure out your purpose. It's up to you to figure out what your triggers are. It's up to you to figure out if you the type of person that will let people walk all over you in a sense, or are you the type person that was never like, because sometimes it's just, what it is. We all kind of, think a little differently. So some people are just, from a young age are like, nah, I'm not going for this. I'm not going for that. But there's other people not as confident, and they're a little bit more pulled back, and they more so like they kind of think about they moves before they do it, and like I probably shouldn't snap on that teacher because like some people that got that, and then there's another kid that's just going to cuss the teacher out. So you got them too. So it's up to you to figure out where you at, and then how to, because sometimes life contradicts itself. Sometimes it's great to speak up, and then sometimes it's not so great to always speak up. You got to choose when the right time to be aggressive and when the right time to fall back. So sometimes I feel like you probably on either side of it. You either too laid back or you too aggressive. And then you got to somehow start to come to the middle. And that's your job to figure all of that out.
I didn't learn that until about 30 years old. Because like even so, like even with taking these meds, like just trying to stay level. Like I was just talking to him earlier about like just being at a level point right now. Like if I go out and drink, I'll smoke a little.
Yeah.
And just level and stay right there.
Yeah.
But if I drink, like the one thing about this, I'm going to tell people that you don't want to drink a lot like a casual drink, maybe 1 or 2. But if you're taking medication, do not go out and get, all smashed up. You're not gonna remember.
2 wrongs don't make it right.
Yeah, and it
mixing medicine with medicine.
It did
drugs with drugs.
Bad a couple times.
Alcohol is a drug, so you know what I'm saying. You think that you could take your Lexapro, whatever.
Oh no, boy.
And drink and think, keep doing that. See where it leads you. But
it's gonna.
I mean, we might had to have a part 2.
Yeah.
Because because we running out of time. But
I know.
But you know what I'm saying? It's a good conversation. We gonna have to bring Shay back for a part 2 because you know what I'm saying, we gotta bounce, but we gonna definitely bring Shay back for a part 2 because we were saying some good stuff and we definitely got a lot more to share.
There's way too much to talk about.
Shout out what you wanna shout out.
Nah, I mean just follow me, Shay Arrell _ That's it on everything. Shout out Ron, shout out Millsy, shout out Vito. Shout out everybody working. Shout out everybody going through things and still getting through it. I respect that every day because I go through the same thing. But I overcame anxiety.
Yes, sir. We out.